Hi everyone, my name is Amy and I am the discussion lead for this week. This week we have two readings and a podcast. The first is Love's Chapter 5, Abolitionist Teaching, Freedom, Dreaming, and Black Joy. It was a pretty long read, but it touched on how we can change education through abolitionist teaching and creating a better future that is more inclusive. The chapter hits on several instances throughout education over how we've just oppressed people of color over time through our systems and policies in education. But Love also shares her own experience of how she finds joy, where she finds it, and what Black joy and freedom dreaming mean to abolitionist teaching. One quote that I really liked from this reading was that art education in schools is important because for many dark children, art is more than classes or a mode of expression. It is how dark children make sense of this unjust world and a way to sustain who they are as they recall and remember the mindset of chaos of what it means to thrive. My first question is going to come from this reading, and it is, what does abolitionist teaching look like in your classroom? And is it something that you would consider to use or have used? The second overarching question I have is based off of the other two, the last reading and then the podcast. So it's Acuff's Afrofuturism, Reimagining Art Curricula for Black Existence, and the Radical Imagination podcast, Revolutionizing Education with Afrofuturism with Jacinta Roberts. So I don't know where you all are at in the program, but Dr. Acuff's reading is assigned in the AR 7000 issues and frameworks of our education. So if you have not had that class yet, I do suggest just going ahead and like annotating this article so that you have that. I think that it's part of week 2 in that course. Anyway, the article basically reimagining art for Black existence argues that visions of Blackness in America Day reflects a society that does not value Black existence. I feel like this is throughout the reading, especially like this reading really ties to the podcast. So in this reading, Acuff states, what might these aspects of an art curriculum look like with Afrofuturism at its helm? I assert that an Afrofuturist art curriculum, including aesthetics, media, and language, can help reimagine art discourses and develop counter practices that decenter whiteness and transform the way Black students speak to themselves and existence in the future art world. Um, the Radical Imagination podcast focuses on revolutionizing education with Afrofuturism. One of the things that really stuck out to me in this one was the beginning where they said that we've never seen a war without poverty, borders, and prisons. And that is science fiction. And then the guest speaker, Jacinta Roberts, goes on to talk about Afrofuturism curriculum and how it has become a tool and inspiration for student learning and empowerment. The curriculum in general that they're talking about is based off STEAM, which is actually something that my elementary schools just moved to. So it focuses on Black history, but it allows students to imagine a future where they belong. And then it allows students to see African American representation in the curriculum. Um, Jacinta talks about how there is no representation in science and then other STEM fields of Black and brown figures. And then she suggests that the curriculum is looking back on history, but also allows students to consider what their future is, which is, in a sense, Afrofuturism. Um, the reading and then the podcast led to my second overreaching question, which is how can you use the idea of Afrofuturism to reimagine your curriculum? And then you need to support your answers with examples from the reading. The additional reading that I have for this week is an ebook that I found on our library. So it's Afrofuturism Rising, the literary prehistory of a movement by Lavender ETAL. You can find it in the OSU library. In this, the author states that in Afrofuturism Rising, I explore Afrofuturism as a narrative practice that enables users to communicate the intercommunication between science, technology, and race across centuries, continents, and cultures. And then I actually found a second resource that I came across in its exhibition. It's Afrofuturism, A History of Black Futures at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. It's just a really good source of information that supports the reading this week. And that is all I have for you this week. So please let me know if you have any questions. I will be on the discussion board throughout the week, trying to make sure that I stay up on all your comments. Thank you. Bye.